Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year or Happy Lunar New Year if you're someone who celebrates. I'm Rebecca Louise of Rebecca Louise Knits, and today I'm going to be talking about my knitting plans for the new year. So mostly what I already have on the needles right now, so my works in progress are things I'll obviously be bringing into the new year. So such as framed, I've got the jumper and the Frame Your Face cowl on the go by Dre Renee Knits. Absolutely loving the colour work motif that the whole pattern, that both the patterns are set around, and I'm getting really comfortable with colour work, which is really great too. Something else that I'm waiting to cast on because I've got so many works in progress at the minute. I really want to make the Twisted Twine shawl by Adorable Knits. I actually just joined, Adorable Knits is doing a ginger cowl for 2025, which means you can knit anything from her ginger collection patterns, which is this beautiful cable twist, repeat across the whole of the pattern. I'm going to be making the ginger scarf in the size medium, but yeah, still waiting to cast on the Twisted Twine shawl. I've had so many things going on and been really busy getting a lot of things finished, but then starting new things, and it's taken a little bit of a backseat, but I'm hopeful that it's going to be the next thing that I cast on once some things have been finished off from the works in progress, which there are many of. Something else I've also mentioned in my previous videos is the Clematis vest and cardigan by Emmasknits. I have the yarn for the cardigan, and the yarn for the vest was a pre-order at the end of last year, so I'm waiting on that, and again it's just not gotten around to it yet. It's in the basket, it's waiting to be casted on, and I just haven't found the time. And something I've actually been trying to do with my works in progress is really slim them down. I have so much on the go at the minute and it feels very like everything's falling in on me. So one of my sort of, well, I guess it's a resolution. I'm not really a fan of resolutions in the new year. I think attaching the word means you won't really finish it. But one of my things for the new year I wanted to do was get my whips down to 2 to 3, so that if something came up and something I wanted to do right away, I could do it and it didn't feel like it had to go on the sort of end of the everlasting list that we all have of things that we want to make. So yeah, they are the things that I've got right away that are going to be happening and I've already made plans for. I'm hoping to have framed finished by spring. There's some really nice yarn shows coming up and I would love to wear framed to some of those shows. So yeah, trying to get organised, trying to prioritise and work through those whips. I say quickly, but I've actually been knitting really slowly lately and I've really kind of liked the pace that I've had. So I think that's something like I'd really encourage other people as well, as like knit slowly. It has a really good feeling to it, and I don't always feel like sort of giving yourself constant deadlines is helpful to the process as making something. So I've personally been really slowing down and giving my time to finish things properly and make sure everything is finalised on them, so that it's just that really fulfilling feeling of like it's done, it's finished, and the process wasn't rushed. That's something I'm also taking into the new year, is how I actually make things as well as what I make. So I have a few things in the next section that I was going to talk about, which is looking at my Pinterest board of sort of ideas and inspiration I've collected along the last few months. My previous video was my 2025 vision board, and that had quite a few things on that I'd included from my Pinterest board in the makes that I want to be looking at. So I'm just going to put like a screen video up of me on my Pinterest, and you'll see there's a lot of really cute accessories. I've really warmed to this sort of bonnet, balaclava sort of era that we're having in the knit community right now, which is really, really nice, and definitely want to make some more of those. I have been looking, I've always wanted to make a beret, and I think it was like, it's the time to really jump in and do it. I'd love to make more sort of stylized hats rather than just sort of like beanies and such like that. So I'm really, really excited to make a beret. That's something I definitely would love to do this year, something really different. And as well, I've been looking at a lot of vests and like sort of like layering fashion, sort of like that, just really, really nice things. You know, it's like simple white t-shirt underneath and a vest over the top. It's really, it's just a great look. It's really, really simple. So I'm looking at vests, but I haven't really picked out any patterns yet. Because I've got just so many things that I want to make, so many things that I've seen on Instagram that I want to make, that it's sort of, it needs a little bit of organising and figuring out where everything's going to fit in. But definitely looking toward vests and sort of layering tops going forward style wise. Looking at a lot more socks. I really want to make a lot more socks. I've got my eye on the Midnight Dancer sock by Sari Nordlund. They look really, really cute, and I love the little ruffle. So I've also got some yarn that I'm thinking would be perfect for them, which is the Yarn and Tea Club by Sakami, which was the December issue, and a really, really beautiful coloured yarns there. Another little thing I'd like to add in, which I definitely would like to do, is more scrap projects. We always say we're going to do it, we're going to clear through the stash, and I'm really hoping that I can this year. And so one that I really picked out that's in the back of my mind is like a crochet sort of scrappy hat, and I really like the Pucca Beanie by Mrs. Mooney in Heaven. It's really, really cute, and I love the idea that you could do like buns with it and stuff, so that's really nice. Really ideas to play around with stuff like that. Okay, so that's sort of my inspiration wise and where I'm going with smaller accessories that I'd like to make and little things like that. Something I'd really like to focus on is going into sort of what I make and thinking about what I make and what looks good on me, is really looking at sort of top-down construction, especially in sweaters. It's something I really, really want to learn. So as you can see, I am wearing the checkered cardigan today, which I was really, really happy to finish before the year ended in 2024. And it came out really well. I was really, really happy with it, really happy with the process. I'm really glad I finished it, because there were a few moments where I was really, really worried. I was just sort of like, yeah, it's too much, I can't do it, it's getting too complicated. But I pushed through, and we ended up with a really lovely end result, which I'm happy about. But I don't know if I'm completely satisfied with top up as a sweater, because of course the construction around the shoulder is slightly more difficult in the way of a seamless finish, and I would really love to start looking at sweaters that had that seamless finish, that had the top down effect and the benefits of top down, as in timing to make them, and how the complicated things are at the beginning and so the rest of the knit is a breeze. That sort of stuff I've been really looking at, and finding things that would more suit my body type, what would fit me better, is something I'm really conscious about into when I think about what I'd like to make going forward. Okay, so next up I have a few cardigans and sweaters that I'm really, really excited for this year, because I said I've been wanting to do like sweaters for years. I've been wanting to do jumpers for years, and it's finally time. We're gonna do it. I'm dedicating myself to doing them. Something I really wanted to sort out this year was my yarn stash and how I buy yarn, in what quantities I buy yarn. And so right now I'm actually on yarn ban. I started at the beginning of the year, and I'm going to be, the yarn ban is going to come to the end at the beginning of April, and it's just going to give me time to really clear out some of the stash. I've been going through all of my yarns, figure out what I want to make with what, all things like that, and just really looking at what I buy and why I've bought it, and looking at different yarns and why I want to work with them and things like that. So something I'm really thinking about going forward is I do want to buy in sweater quantity, because I want to make sweaters, which means you need room for sweater quantity, because that's so much yarn than just sort of 1 or 2 skeins here and there. So because I wanted to make sweater this year, I really wanted to prioritise down on the stash and really use some of it up. But just before I really get into that, I will tell you some of the sweaters I've been looking at, which I'm really interested in. Okay, so one's cables. I would love to do a cable sweater, and of course, Petite knit never fails. The Dagmar cardigan is absolutely gorgeous, and she also brought out the zipped sort of sweater version, and I'm really excited. I'm definitely planning to make the cardigan, and just something I've wanted to do for a while is work with cables, and I've worked with cables before, but I would just love to commit to a garment that was full of them. Another one that I've really liked the look of is it Arctic Nights jumper. Again, really beautiful, and just the texture is to die for. So yeah, then a few more is some really obvious ones that have been, well, in my Instagram sphere anyway. So first I've got the Porcelain sweater by Lynette. Then I've got the Nordic mix sweater by Laura Dalgaard, and the Busan sweater by Aegyo knit, and the wave sweater by Spektakelstrik. And yeah, it's obvious why I want to make these jumpers. I'm really enjoying colour work now, and a lot of them have colour work. Just been eyeing them up for years and haven't really had the confidence to sort of dive in. But I'm at that point where I'm like, no, it's time. I want to make sweaters. I want to make these sweaters, and it made me really excited for the new year and potentially what I'll have finished at the end of 2025, because like obviously we don't know what's going to happen. I'm probably not going to finish everything on this list. I'm well aware of that. But it's really nice to think about what the possibilities could be, and it's just that things that I've always had like saved that, oh, I'd love to make that one day, and it's like I'm going to really try and make at least some of those sweaters that I listed. I've also got the Summercore dress by Milena Juhola. I hope that's right. I think it'll be a really lovely dress to make for the summer, because I've wanted to knit a dress for quite a while as well, and I just love, it looks like quite a basic knit, but I think with the right colours it could be really stunning. And then another one I've got is the Lotta pants by lovely name that I probably can't pronounce, La Frille du Coeur. I apologise for that. I'm going to write it down on the bottom. I apologise. Yep. So that's everything that I've picked out pattern-wise that I've got sort of in the sphere going forward, and things that I'd like to make, and inspiration-wise. Little thing on, so in regards to the stash, like I said, really clearing through, looking at everything I've got, and of course we all do it when we're trying out yarns. You buy 1 or 2 of a brand, and then you really think like, what can I make with this? It's, you know, it's going nowhere. Especially since I'm looking at sweaters, I'm like, oh, I just need more yarn, and then of course there's dye lots, issues like that, and so it's a bit difficult to really figure out what you can make with such a small amount. And luckily I love these little accessories that have sort of popped up in the knit community lately, which is great, but I really wanted to see what I could do personally with 100 grams or less. So I was thinking of maybe doing a series of that on TikTok, maybe, of like, yeah, so what you can make with 100 grams or less, and it would just be a perfect way for me to clear through those one or two skeins that I've got lying around. And so it feels really like productively clearing it, but at the same time, I'd be sharing that process, and who knows, that might really encourage someone else to go through theirs, or it'd be really nice to know what you could make with 100 grams or less, because it can be really difficult when you're first getting into quantities of yarn and finding out how much you can make with a certain amount, because I have been doing this for years and I still haven't got a real grasp on what takes what amount, so it'd be really good for me to learn that. That's it really for actually knitting and sort of crochet make, because there will be crochet pieces as well. I have been leaning more towards knit a little bit lately, but if I'm really honest, the spark comes back around summer. I just want to crochet in the summer. I have no idea why. I guess I don't know, cotton yarns, which of course is something else that I want to explore, because there's way too many ideas even to fit inside of my head, never mind actually execute and actually do. So yeah, it's all been a bit haywire going into the new year and trying to figure out how I'm going to fit in all the things that I would love to do in 2025. I'm sure everyone else is having the same problem of, it's that sort of burst of energy to figure out what do you want to do, start a new hobby, have a new idea. So it's all a bit flustered, but I really wanted to do this video because I personally wanted to sort it out for myself, what I would like to make in 2025 and what I'm looking at and the sort of style approach that I'm taking. But we are in the new year, and yes, I do have more hobbies. I'm learning to spin, which I have mentioned in other videos, and I got a lovely drop spindle for Christmas, and then a friend from my local craft group was actually selling her spinning wheel, and I couldn't resist, so I did end up buying it from her, and I think it needs, I'm going to give it a little bit, I'd like to paint it a different colour than it is, so of course I would. It's just, yeah. So I'd like to refurb that a little bit. But I have all of my spinning stuff, and I'm learning how to spin, and I'm learning what different types of roving you could buy, which of course again is a learning curve, and it's going to take up loads and loads of time, and I don't have enough time to do all the things that I want to do. So I'm taking a very slow approach. But I do have an idea that I'm hoping will really help me out in that area. Is I'm a really big fan of Dre Renee Knits, and on her weekly podcast she talks a lot about her spinning journey and how she did a 100-day challenge to spin and how it was very, very useful, and she grasped a lot of techniques during that time. So I thought, this is a good idea. I could do this. I could do 15 minutes a day, 100 days, and I could see if it had the benefits that I hope that it will. And so that is in the plan. I haven't started yet. I was meant to start last week, but things happen, and yeah. But I will be doing that, and I will be starting that, and I'm hoping by the summer that I will be able to properly spin, and who knows, by the end of the year I could be spinning my own sweater quantity, maybe, who knows. But right, I think that's everything. Yeah, loads to make. I mean, it's a year worth of knits, so of course there's a lot, but they're the plans that I have. Please like this video if you've enjoyed me going on and on and on about knitwear, and please leave a comment below if you'd like to tell me anything you're planning to do this year. I would love to hear from you. If you're planning to make any of the things that I've said, please let me know, or if you've picked something out that you're really excited about making this year, or if you've picked up a new hobby, I would love to hear about it. So please leave a comment below, and like, subscribe, and Click on the little bell if you like to know when I'm posting again. I do have more videos planned. Podcast episode 3 will be coming out around the second week of February. And yeah, that's it from me. I hope you're having a lovely start to the year, and I hope January hasn't been too blue. I know the weather near me has made me feel really quite down, so I'm hoping you're having a better time, and I'm hopeful, as I hope you are, for 2025. Bye guys.